Oh, that's a great idea. A handbag
Good
easel.
job.
Yes. Okay, are we good for today? Okay, so how are you doing on The Gap in the Game?
I finished the book last night.
Isn't it good?
Oh gosh, yeah.
It's good in life, though, isn't it?
It's,
Alexandra, I hope you've gotten through it there. I know she's got her copy. I was going to say, make sure you guys give me, and Alyssa, can you get these guys expense reports?
Sure.
So you guys can give me for anything that you guys did, whether it was the Colby test or if you were doing Audible, just give me to me and just turn them in monthly to me and I'll get your money for those things, okay? Anyway, so today, some of the things that I figured what we were going to go through today, because I know everybody's overloaded on inventory. We got all that stuff to deal with, and we got to get as much as we can get, because you guys realize we're already like 1/6 of the year done. Isn't that crazy? No, but it always flies by, and then it hits the fan, and we're crazy zone. You can't even, it gets worse. So the only good thing I have to say this year is, is it torture right now? But we are way ahead on inventory.
Oh, yeah.
Way ahead on inventory. And with us getting a place to at least initially store and organize and be able to clear out and get everybody cleaned up, but then we have to maintain. It's all I can say. We have no choice, because I know even Treasures, we're going to rip out a lot of the old stuff that was in Traders when we were in there to organize that back better. So and I've gotten some new carts to hold paintings and stuff. I have some stuff we're going to test and things like that. But because we're going to initially have room, especially we've got a lot of square footage. Especially we got a lot of height too at the warehouses that we can get it cleaned up, but I don't want it to be out of sight, out of mind, and just building shit in it. It's a storage unit, right? That's really what we don't want it to become, or Alyssa will be having a clearance sale to clear out over there. So anyway, some of the things I just want to focus on, and I want to make sure that we are using and going through with our new staff and everything on that is like the communication book. Okay, so I'm just going to pay. These are going to go in your notebook. We have to go find our dividers. They're here. They're in the back room somewhere. Lisa, but there we go. Anyway, so you guys know what the communication book is, but I want to make sure, and I want to make sure you guys go over when you get a new person in the store. That you guys cover this stuff with them, because you don't need a diary. We used to have people that fill up a book in a month. I had one store that would write the pages of everything they did.
I just write a bullet.
It's right. It's for the next, right, because they're not going to read it. But it's really, the biggest thing is like, you're off for 2 days. Do you have enough stuff to keep them busy for 2 days?
Oh gosh, I left at least well over half a page of stuff for like half a page for Monday and half a page for Tuesday.
Good. That's what I'm saying. So, but you see, you have to do that, don't you?
Oh gosh,
you're going to come back and have more work to do.
Yeah.
And yeah.
That's really what it comes down to. I mean, it is just efficiency, and we need to get people who want to pull their weight. And if they don't want to pull their weight, we have to find people that will pull their weight.
Cut the line.
We have to. Well, it's not fair.
Yeah,
it's like, not fair.
If they're not going to do it, just cut the line, just start over.
Because we have patience for a lot of time with a lot of people, and we just keep putting up with it, and other people are getting more mad. It's not fair to people that work busting their butt. It really isn't fair. So anyway, and I told Alyssa this morning, I'm at that point. I don't care if I have to close 2 days a week, even in the summer. I'd rather have people that are pulling their weight. And doing it, and then have to do what we're doing, or pay people extra money that are really busting their butt, because it doesn't do us any good. It's just more frustration, or they're totally make more work for me. That's the worst part, when you come in and you have more work for yourself, isn't it?
You leave
I know,
something totally different. Yeah,
it's exactly. So that's why it's very important you guys write clearly, and it's very clear, and you got to really think basic, because it's what we think in our brain isn't always when I sit back and read. Oh, I got to add some more words, and you'll see me. I scribble more stuff, because I'm like, oh, that's not necessarily the clearest, or with instructions on what we have to do on that. So so that's all that this is meant. We're not meant to rip pages out of this. It's to put the date. It gives you a little format on that, and we should be doing it, because if we follow the program, then they're going to follow the program. And if we don't get them into those habits right when we start them, it's hard to break bad habits, right? Okay, so making sure, and then making sure, and you come in, did they come back and initial, and did they not, first of all, initial that they read it, but if you're going to have them check off that they did it too, then make sure you got a little spot too, or they've got to communicate to you what they've gotten done.
Yep.
Okay, but I mean, really staying on top of this communication book, this really helps a lot, because walking in the blind out of blind, and there's like, we have stuff behind the counter, we don't know what it's for, or who it's for, we don't know, this is where this is got to be to the next person.
That happened to me when I first started.
Because
there.
we shouldn't have to call somebody on their day off. You know what I mean? I know, because that's like, I'll just call. I'm like, no, we don't need to call somebody. You know what I mean? And that is, so communication book is a real important part of us. And because I know I have a lot of people who actually come in on their day off to go over it. We don't need to do that. Okay, so communication book. Anything else you guys can say?
No, and just make sure it's legible. I know sometimes like I'm in a hurry too, and make sure it's legible.
We both have problems.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Here's a trick, okay? Because my first boss taught me how to write legibly.
Okay.
If you cannot do it, yes, if you print and you write in all caps. You're not
yelling
screaming
at
at them.
God.
No, but I'm
No.
telling you,
It does work.
it's so funny because like so many people. Well, first of all, if you're writing in all caps, you slow down,
You're right.
Okay.
Look at this.
And
I can
it
read my
makes-
writing.
right? I'm telling you,
That's a
It's-
weird
it's
A.
a
It looks like you're trying to
Oh.
a isosceles triangle.
it's a small change, but it makes a big difference.
Okay.
So
And
just
you're not yelling because I was
Exactly.
always like,
you can even write, "I'm not yelling," and then
Right, or caps, right? Because
right,
now
but
with
caps,
the grammar and stuff
everybody's
like
saying
that.
you're yelling at them. I never knew that until
Because that's my
somebody else
problem. I
like-
do a lot of half cursive. Like I'll start writing regular, and then it's like the L's are all cursive.
It also my problem also stems from how I hold my pen.
which is
You get weird calluses that way?
Yeah, I get weird calluses that way. It's
I thought I was gonna
when I
say.
learned to read and write, I messed all my fingers up, so I had to hold like this to write.
But eventually, once you
So it
get
just kinda
neat
blended to
that
this.
way, then you will be neat
And
other ways.
It also goes to the half print, half cursive.
It's just an idea.
I'll try. See how that works.
Okay, so we're going to be cleaning up these things. I've got all this stuff at home. I just got to have now. Hopefully, then I'm here for a little bit. Okay, so everybody's keeping their little monthly goal thing right there. We don't have stores doing it right, so this is why I'm going over it. And I think most of you guys here are okay, but I literally have people. I want to go over this really because so this monthly goal thing. One, you want to be letting people know even in your communication book. Hey, listen, we're only down 400. If you can make it up today, whatever, you know what I mean? Because we got to use this. It doesn't do us any good just turning it in at the end of the month. I feel like our problem right now is that we have just employees that are like robotic, that just, they do the task, check it off, or they do the task, and it's not, we're not using the purpose of the sheet. Okay? Because you guys have whatever date it is. We still have a couple weeks. How much are you off? We got people way up for the month. And honestly, I can honestly tell it's people who know how to sell. It's people who know how to sell or know their customers, can pull people in, pull off an event. How much did you do the other night for doing an extra 3 hours? You did how much in the 3 hours? $1,200?
It was 2 hours.
2 hours.
$1,200.
$1,200 you did. But they've got a relationship, and that is the whole key on this. It is, and that's why it isn't just being happy and jolly in a store. It's really the people are confident in you, know your products, and how you handle things. It's a lot of things because you have a lot of good people that are loyal to you guys up there.
Yes.
And
100%.
yeah, and there's no magic to it, and it took time to get back
it does.
because you lose people. You have different people in different personalities.
Well, and in Milford, I really struggled because they don't like seeing a new face every single time. The whole purpose of shopping small business is the relationship that you build with your customers. Down here, we get it beach season, but what I'm saying is I had a lot of people that were, no, where's Bernie or where's this person? And once they knew that I wasn't going anywhere and they could build that relationship with me and I built it, then it was like 100% like turnaround and I was like, fine.
Yeah.
But it's that whole like, oh, how long is this one going to be here? Kind of attitude that I was getting. No different than I'm noticing with Troll Beads here in Lewis. Like they were so used to working with certain people, then it was like they're almost like, hey, I don't know where to go because not everybody's educated and takes the time to work with them. Now that they know, hey, it's going back in, we're working on it, they can come here, we're starting to see that difference too.
Do we have any availability like next week or something to put a Troll Beads class together? I don't care if it's via Zoom, via person. If they want to come in person, what do you think? I think we should put a class right away together because we got things coming up. We need them to be able to pitch the event. I think you have all that ready to cover there, as well as, and who should be doing the event, and will they be doing in-store specials available for them during that event?
I think we should.
I
don't think there's any reason why we shouldn't.
That's where I'm at on it. I think we should still offer because not everybody's a player for the virtual event.
Correct.
And that's where, and if it'll keep people happy, I feel like, so I think we should do a lot of basic stuff and make sure everybody's on that app.
Because I've had a lot of people come in, they talked about the Troll Beads Festival and everything, and they're like, are they doing a Zoom this year? I'm like, I think they're doing a virtual one again this year. They're like, no, I miss having the whole, I was like, I know, I said, we miss it too. Even though I've never been to one, but I was like, we miss it too.
When we made the decision, we just couldn't have.
Can we host it in our warehouse? I got tables open.
Well, if it's warm enough, you guys could do it outside.
Oh gosh,
Have
no,
it out like
it's the labor, time, energy, and money. We weren't making money on it. Really.
And now we clean up.
Yes, because we don't have all that overhead. But to lug everything from the store out to a hall and set the whole hall up with banners and chairs and tables and oh my God, the labor. No, it's we have food for thought. I'd rather almost now at this point clear out half of Blooming Boutique and not move it because we could have the bar flowing the whole time and have it smaller. We were hoping if we could figure a way to do a combination, we would love that and not have as many people here. Yeah. So anyway, but I was going to say that's
Invitation by day.
yes. So the monthly sales, and I think you guys are okay, but I do have problems with things coming in. So the big thing is that you guys know the store location, current month. if we were better at it, could I just don't have the manpower and the time to go back and look at the previous years, which day matches up in the date. You know what I'm saying? And there's different holidays fall different times of the year. It all affects weather effects, whatever. So we just do it as a daily goal. Should it be that way? No, because we know our busier days. But on the whole, at the week point, I know we make it up a lot on Saturdays. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's where I'm always looking at. By that first Saturday, are we on pace? Because you don't know what's going to happen during the week. We may have a great 2-2-2-2. Who knows? But I on these sheets I look based on the week. Where am I at with everything? So do we pull it back out? So anyway, 12, 3, and 6. I feel like we should be teaching our new employees, and you guys tell me if you don't think so. If they're not busy. This is my whole thing. If they're not busy, they should be doing, to me, especially the gift shops, their cash sales up to that point, and then putting it on top of that receipt and having it paper clipped.
Mm-hmm. That's
instead of doing it all at the end. That's always what I've done. I like to do it at the 12 o'clock read. I run the thing, but also if it's not busy, doing the cash receipts up to that point, paper clipping and have it written at the top of the receipt. Then they can write it on there. They don't have to post it and all that stuff. And then you keep doing it then the 3 o'clock read. You do the rest, because then at the end of the day, especially all the cash receipts that gift shops get, it saves a lot of time. Yeah.
Takes it from a
you got people here.
15-minute closing to a 5-minute closing maximum.
Right.
So easy.
That's what I was going to say. It takes it from a 5. Yes. Yeah. Because we have people that keep messing up on they're adding up. So it just gives us an idea, a starting point. Then if we ring it and we total them all up. Yes.
It's like I said, I am bad for not doing the 12 and 3 o'clock, but sometimes I'm just running around doing anything. I'll lose track.
So I'm just trying to make it simpler on them too.
I'm pretty good because I'm at the register at those times.
But I'm thinking but you guys are okay. But I've got people. We had 6 receipts and 5 times we couldn't get the same thing. Granted, the tape.
Yeah. No, even
that's what I'm saying.
Busy,
so we have to
downtime. I'm adding everything up and keeping everything together. Checking your credit card receipts every so often.
Right, and paper clipping. If you do that at the 12,
so you don't do double work.
If you do that at the 12:03, and then when we close, whether it's 5 or 6, you're right. It's 5-minute close.
I literally can be out at 5.
Yeah, you can. And if you start the hour before, and that's what I want you guys. If you guys get people going through the store, walking through, everything's in place at the hour before, whatever, because we have to get these guys looking at that overall picture.
I started too. I started 3 hours before because sometimes you might want to stop and help customers, and sometimes you need to run down to the basement and get something.
Right.
You know?
But if you do it all day long, it isn't something you do, because I think a lot of the outlets stay after closing and do a lot of stuff. A lot of outlets do. And I don't want to be an hour. Yeah, there's a lot to do.
Some, not all. I found out from Kieran, not a lot of them do. Especially the jewelry store.
No, it's not jewelry. It's clothing and shoes. It's other things.
Hot Topic. Hot Topic. They just do it the next day.
Yeah.
Coach. They just do it the next day.
Yeah.
Well, Coach isn't like that. Yeah, it depends on.
Depends on where it is, but some do. Some don't.
But still, they're closing. They're not right out in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
No, that's the big thing.
Last night I could stay a little bit longer, but I had people a whole group right at close, and I'm like, and they horrible.
I know it could be there. So anyway, so you got the daily goal, and then so my biggest thing is at closing that we get that figure in there. Okay, month to date. You guys somehow, I don't know. We've got people they're saying where they are and then what the difference is, but it doesn't add up to what the daily goal is. So I'm just trying to see when you guys do it, you have your closing, you have that closing, it's the same, and then you add this one to the next days, right? Yeah. And you put it there.
Yeah.
And then you take this times the number of days. Okay, because I had goals
I wrote it out
this
on
showed,
the paper.
So let's give an example. I had goals that someone was at 15,000. Mm-hmm. They only did 14,000, but they said they were down 3,500. But if you're at 14,000 and your goal is 15, you're only down 1,000.
That's why if I have a slow
you follow me? It's not adding up on
some
of the sheets here. So make sure.
Because I think sometimes people. They'll do the 536, especially when it comes to days where we have to close.
But you're still going to count it. You got to count every day. It doesn't matter.
Well, what about holidays?
You got to count every day that's on here.
Okay. It's still the same thing.
Because you're not going to make the goal.
Yeah.
Fair.
That's where I think people are falling off. That's why I'm trying to go over
that to me gets a little bit
January
confusing.
got very confusing.
That confused the crap out of me.
Because technically,
I wrote, but
changed.
But it didn't technically. I broke down. I took off 4 days. I based it on 26 goals. I know, but still, you still got to count it because that was part of it. So you had to make it up somewhere. It doesn't matter. You don't just stop. That's where I think people are falling off.
That's where people got confused.
That's where I got super confused on that.
Because if I only put 26, I think, because we were already closed the first 4 days or something. Yeah. But then you have to do the rest because that's part of the goal.
Yep. Yeah, that's why I take another piece of paper and I write what the goal is for every day, because if I have people here that one day I'm off a week and I don't want it, because I've had it, I come back in and it's messed up and then I have to go white it out and redo it.
Well, and you have to look at that, because I do notice the ups and downs are not right. Because how can we be down this much and all of a sudden we're up this much?
Yeah.
No, you have to. That's why I'm saying you guys have to be observing this kind of stuff.
That's why I have
because when I get these sheets in, it's a rude awakening. And I'm just, and so as I'm putting in the computer, I'm usually using the sheet too to see if everything's matching on boy. And our adding is, it does.
I don't know how basic edition got so difficult for some.
Didn't we have this conversation? We just had this conversation.
It's like, it'd be like you added like 700 to 500 and it's like, oh yeah, you're down 46,000. It's like,
what?
What?
I know.
Seriously, it just
but
literally.
that's what I know. But that's what I'm seeing coming in.
That's what they were getting confused with.
And that's where that might be your walkthrough too, when you're looking at people's sheets to see is it adding up or making sense on that. Yes.
She
Okay.
thought she was down. She's definitely not down.
Okay. See, that's so. My other thing is your daily cash. You guys don't have to keep these. We don't.
Thank God.
This is
Thank
there's
Jesus.
there's no reason to keep these. You keep the one for the month. That's it, because that's most important. You guys are balancing, but do be making sure that they're bringing these drawers back.
Yeah.
That is the biggest thing, but it gets me because you got to check them on it because they told us they had plenty of money. They had no money yesterday to make change.
Yeah, long neck's been having hard times.
I was
with
off
that.
the past 2 days because I didn't get change and everything.
I don't know what happened. I have no idea. All I got called, so I have Gennady over there this morning. I pulled everyone out of everything I could possibly pull out of. I just sent over because they had. I mean, everybody needed.
I know
don't
they've
know.
been getting a
'Cause
lot of hundreds over
we were
there.
told, yeah.
A lot of hundreds.
So that, but
I had
ones
like
they had
400s in one day.
Yeah.
And it cleared my drawer.
Well, that's what I'm
out.
saying.
It
We
gets
should
bad.
communicate. We don't wait until we're out.
But that's what I'm saying. So we have to. But that's where I want
They
you
always
guys
tell me
thinking.
like, oh, don't tell them. They come once a week. They say like, don't tell anybody. They're like,
Right.
they'll come on Sunday. It's like.
Right.
Like, well, we have no money. Like,
Right.
my drawer is
No.
$50 off because of it.
Right, no,
can't
they're
tell
not
customers,
supposed
"Hey,
to be.
I
That's
don't
my
have
point. We need to solve this.
Well, no, I
two
don't mean like
things.
customers. I
But
mean like
so-
they
but
say not
maybe,
to
but
tell
maybe
that,
you're
tell you guys.
right. No, I know they don't want to. Oh, I know that, and I know that's a problem. At a blooming boutique.
So like if
I can
that
tell you
like if we find out that they don't have money, do you want us to tell you like,
Yes,
hey, look,
absolutely.
got it.
100%.
No,
Okay,
this is
that's what I
No,
want
that's
to
where
know.
because they're not. They're not at this meeting. You see who's at this meeting. We want to hear from
That's
you guys.
why I
now,
just wanna
because
make
that's
sure.
No, but this is my other thing. You need to analyze it Bayside. If we're seeing we're always short, do I need to up the ones to 80s? Do I need to add 60 and 20s there? Like, do you know what I'm saying? We can
Okay.
adjust the drawer too, so you don't have to be bothering them too. We have to look. There's two. That's why we want to do these meetings. Is we don't know unless somebody tells
I know,
us.
that's why I get lucky that usually I get changed every day. Now, the past
Right.
2
Yeah, because we're here.
Yeah.
But over there, it's a different ballgame. And they have a bank over there to make change, but apparently we have nothing left in it.
Oh,
And we were
God.
told Friday when we were there we didn't need anything.
That's crazy.
Yes, we couldn't even do yesterday the drawers. So yeah, that's what I'm just saying. That's the kind of we need to know what's going on that. But these things I want to make sure you guys are throwing away here and on that.
Thank
We're not
God.
going to do.
I have a stack.
I have like this much in my book.
No,
I'm
wait.
just-
Trash them. I try to
Gone.
clean out if I see them in there. I try to throw them in there. Just
Okay.
clean that out.
3 points.
Okay, so this is the other thing, and I'm going to tell you. We're going to go through this. These are the things that I'm getting very.
I don't know how people
I
mess.
don't know how
I
many
don't
times
know
I've
how
had to
people mess these up.
explain that
I
to
don't
someone.
understand it.
Let me just tell you, I don't know either. Because if you sit
Especially
back and
the
you look at
gift
the edition.
certificates. It's like purchase. No, it's the ones that they buy.
What? So that's what I was going to make sure. So making
Yeah.
sure, not just BB, make sure we got the town. You guys know the date, the day, the weather. Okay, cash receipts. We added the word receipts in there, so I thought that would help. Just total the cash up.
Yep.
I am getting amounts like it's their deposit.
Is it?
Okay, so that's where because they think it's the same thing and it's not. So you guys understand to the penny. Checks, you guys understand. I have had 2 checks and both have been stapled to receipts in this last month. I found them going through. Yes,
my God.
Treasures and Blooming Boutique, and it's both in dress. But that's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm just trying to re-go. I want you guys 100% clear. It goes with your cash deposit, the checks.
Yep.
I put
And
it on top of the one.
It's got to
so
have the
the first
matching
thing you
address.
say.
You know, it's got to have the driver's license and the phone number, right? Okay. Credit cards. Okay. Credit cards. So just, I mean, someone puts, I don't even know what they did on somebody's. I'm not even quite sure, but I didn't even actually have the one that matched on the total tally thing. You guys understand the batch, and it's got to say successful because you guys have been working with it. Okay, so total sales, we have to add them up. I can probably say we have probably 5% with all the stores, maybe a little higher. Don't add up. I don't know why. Do we say do it twice? I
always
find you know how
double-check
because
myself.
we have spreadsheets, so I put the formula in the second sum. So I put in the total sum, and then I put them in across, and then I see all my problems. You know, I see, yes. I don't know how hard this is.
So
It shouldn't be
is,
hard.
Is the
It's
total,
3 things.
like, are
It's really
they? So I guess my question is are they only putting the credit card sales and leaving
Well,
out the
some
other
problems-
2, or is there no rhyme or reason?
There's no rhyme or reason.
Okay.
Sometimes
Like,
it's
should
just a
it
change
say-
off. Sometimes it's way off. You can see
Yeah.
it's obvious we didn't have this much in
supposed to
business.
add all
Sometimes
3.
the point is over. Sometimes it's their cash deposit in the cash. I mean, I don't know.
I
That's
think
what I'm
that
saying.
would make more sense. Like if we did.
But they are adding it. It just doesn't add up right.
Oh, they are adding.
Well, they semi-close a lot of times, but it's not the right.
Yeah.
So
Could
just
you number it and say add lines?
Maybe
That's
I don't
how I'm
know.
thinking, like add
Three.
cash, add checks. Add
Yeah,
credit
but
cards.
it's cash receipts. It's not their cash.
Yeah.
Or it's I don't know what they're. They
cash
can't even read
receipts,
their own
credit card
writing.
receipts, total
Because
value. of
I
sales.
could probably
Receipts
say
is like
we
clear.
probably have at least.
Cash receipts, cash.
Well,
That
we
makes
switched it because it used to just be
Transactions.
cash. It used to be cash, and that's when we had problems. We added the receipts. It's the
And that
actual
makes sense
receipts
to
there,
me.
and then the cash deposit down here. You
Yeah.
look at those two, and I
And-
think we just got to get people clear on those two. But yeah, I'm not sure. But we have a lot of addition mistakes, and a lot of it they are adding, but it's not the right
so
adding.
I guess at
Adding
the
up.
end of the day, you're gonna need to send me the people for blooming.
know.
Them, you know what I mean?
I
And-
know.
and
How do we fix it?
we're
Well, I
gonna
did
have
send.
to
I
work
sent a
with
lot,
them.
and because somebody was so far behind, I sent somebody 8 of their receipts. I have been sending people because I don't know what to do. Because
Yeah.
I'm like, I said, I don't know where these numbers are coming from. I mean, and it's bad because it made her
She did
days
double
look
check
amazing, and they were awful. So that's why I'm saying I'm not quite
People
sure,
have to slow down. I think a lot of people try to rush through it, or they're not paying attention.
or they don't think I'm going to go look at it, and they've had a
Yeah.
great day. I don't know. I'm just trying to
Probably need
figure out.
slow
I don't
down.
know.
It-
And then I always double check myself.
So do I.
I triple check.
If I can't
If
add up,
think
I
it
don't
looks
know.
Right. Yeah, if I
Yeah.
don't think it looks right,
But
then
that's-
I do it
I've had a
again.
lot of times. I'm like,
So I'm
I
not
don't
sure,
know.
quite sure on this number. Okay, so this
Not
part.
Just deposit.
What?
Maybe like a little star that says not just deposit.
Not deposit. It's nothing to do with it. It's not the
Not-
deposit.
I
Not just
understand.
deposit. Oh, I don't know.
Do you see what I'm saying?
But
Not-
but if we put it in the
not
training, I just
deposit
don't can't
amount.
receipt. I mean, I don't
Not
know.
Deposit or
Well, I mean, just
Yeah.
looking at the way that's all worded out, I mean, it seems
Cash
like it's,
makes
it seems
sense.
like it's dummy proof. Like,
Right,
it
that's what
seems
I
like
thought.
There shouldn't be any
Right.
misconceptions.
I mean, most of the time.
Well-
it seems like it's
but I do-
cash
I mean,
receipt. That
I
means
think
all of your
We
cash
had it
receipts.
as cash for probably 8 years, and I never had problems. That's what I'm saying. So now it's just our people. I mean, this is. I think it's because if we get people that are really in for a job, I think that's the thing. I think that's
Yeah.
what it is. Not
Like,
just hobby.
it
People
literally
aren't
just
here for
seems
just
it
whatever.
Right.
seems dummy proof. Like it doesn't
Yes.
seem like anything needs to get changed. Because I mean,
Yeah.
it's obvious enough that cash checks
Well,
and credit
number
card
of
equals total.
transactions, I'm getting just the ones off of the.
Credit cards, people are.
That's it. They're not adding their cash ones in. They're counting their store credits issued and making their numbers look. It's very interesting when I get a chance to look at things. What's actually being calculated in. So I just feel like it's a training thing that we're going to just have to do a training module just on this thing very clearly for them, and then send them back to redo that training module if they can't get it right. I don't know what else to do. I'm just
Yeah.
trying to figure out. But number of transactions, most people. Oh my gosh, average sales horrendous. No one knows how to do that. I should say no one. There's a lot of people who don't know, or they just leave it blank. I got a group of people just leaving the whole section blank.
And it's easy. It's
No,
just
right, that divided by that. I
Yeah.
know. But it's not. Because when they're only using their credit card, they look better when they're not having their cash receipts. So I just feel like it's our training that we're going to have to do a very just clear training
deep
on
one,
this. And that, because where are we seeing? Because, yeah, I'm just like,
'Cause even we have
promo,
these
okay,
certificates.
these gift certificates, I'm ready to take the damn things out.
yes, because it is.
Confusing for people.
I think the people get confused with the promo and then the purchase gift certificate. So like,
But these are only when they're redeemed. Like,
Yeah.
it was really good because I really saw why Treasures had some bad days when I said they had, $680 in gift certificates back. You know, that they got redeemed for payment. So I could see them. Why was their sales so low? That's what it's meant for. It's for the people that are giving you money back in. Promo gift certificates. And then I've got people putting everything in promo when they were purchased $100 gift certificates.
see, that's where I got confused. I didn't.
Because
I
if they
didn't realize
bought
the
100
promo was the redeemed one. So
Yeah.
I thought the okay.
All of these are redeemed.
Okay.
Yeah, no, these aren't ones that they purchased.
No, these are, no, because you can't purchase a promo.
Yeah.
Okay, so, but that's what I'm saying. So the $100 ones, and they got the 2 free promo ones, right? So the $100 ones, I'm getting all counted in promos.
Let's just take it out.
Okay. What do you guys think?
Does anyone
I know, but
care?
it is, so I know that's the only thing,
So
but it did make me
definitely think we
understand a
can
lot of
get rid
people's
the
business who know how to do it
promo
right.
gift
I know.
certificates. I definitely think we can get rid of that.
Which one?
The promo
Yep,
gift
okay.
certificates. I think
Well,
if
there
you,
was a reason we put that in
Yes.
for
'Cause we
tax-
have-
for,
Well,
for tax purposes.
Yes.
Well, you could do it just.
So
Well, you can like make them.
technically-
but if we're not doing it
conglomerate.
right, does it really matter at this point? I know. That's what I'm
Yeah.
Well, I
wondering.
mean, you could just do total gift certificate, or you could just do gift certificates redeemed. Like, so you can
I
just
think
total
it needs
both
to
of them
say
together.
redeemed.
Yeah.
We have-
Like, you could put promo and total.
I know, but I
on
think
there.
people are still confused because they purchased ones that people they knew they sold for $100. They're putting in the promo.
Well, that's,
I don't know what
well,
to
that's
do.
why I'm saying, like, instead of having the separate promotional and purchase.
Well,
you
it's
just,
2 different reasons.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why we had done it. That's
But it
right.
seems like it's something that you still like shouldn't get rid of because it does help you. Like, so you instead of having
Well,
to look
it
through
did.
all the receipts,
Well-
you can see why do they only do $600 today? Oh,
Yeah,
they took $700
yeah, but
of
if
certificates.
it's one, I can see the gift certificates. Do I need it separately done?
I don't know if they're already here.
I don't know.
How are you?
I mean, I'm open. I that's what I'm saying. I just trying
Well,
to make
what
it
I'm
simple.
wondering is like, can we put this? Can we with explanation, laminated, at the thing,
That's
right?
a great
so
idea.
this is
Well, I still want. I think we should have a deck of cards. I think we should still have a deck of cards. We want that training deck of cards on a ring, so people have a quick reference, a handy reference.
Really
That's what we're working on. Would that be good, Laminate? So they have a quick question, sample gift certificate, right? How to write one.
Leave it right there at the register.
Yes,
leave
always.
it behind or
Part of the training. Do you think?
I like that too.
awesome.
No, that's what we've had that on our list. It's just
especially if like any of us are unavailable.
For simple
Right,
stuff,
exactly.
you know, like the returns or the.
But not only simple stuff. Perfect example is in Lewis when we lost power. How many? You know what I mean?
I didn't know how to do it.
It's okay though, but that's one of those things to where we're already having to
it.
deal with, to where now I'm having to deal with phone calls like, hey, how do we do this? How do we do that? To where if we had that in, hey, if you lose power,
we used to have
this
that.
is
We used to
how
have that
we
in our old policy procedure book years ago. We used to have all that
Like
stuff.
nobody opens the policy and procedure book either.
No.
Like that.
No, they don't.
I mean,
no one looks at any of those
question,
binders.
but yeah.
Well, that's why we're gonna have them all. They'll be all new and cleaned up, and they're gonna have
But
to
I like
reference
the
them.
key ring idea. I feel like that's
For
more
quick handy
accessible.
reference, because if you haven't written a gift certificate yet, and it's great to have a sample gift certificate written there and what you put in. Right, that's the kind of stuff.
Check,
the check,
because
absolutely,
it's the
Check, I
stuff
had
that
a
you don't
question.
do repetitively.
exactly.
That people
Yeah, the
tend to have.
checks what confuses me every now and then.
Yeah.
Just like when you only get
So,
one every. Like,
We're gonna.
Yeah, I've
we'll
only ever
talk
had
about this then
one
later.
from the
Okay.
whole year.
So store credits issued. Okay, we
That's-
know that. That's
that's
pretty
fine.
self-explanatory. Exactly.
So actually, with the gift certificate, I mean store credits issued. If someone's coming in with one of their promotional gift certificates that they got from the rewards card, if they don't use
no, it's
all of it,
returns. I wouldn't even worry about that kind of
Okay,
stuff. I'm not worried about it. It
well, I
was
was
mainly just seeing if we got because
Yeah, I was just me
you know what,
clarifying, yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. We have people writing store credits for people before. Friends.
That's horrible.
Issuing
isn't
money.
that illegal?
Issuing money.
Isn't that illegal?
Yes, we used to also, but now and we've slacked off. We used to have the receipts in receipt orders because we had people throwing away their cash receipts because they're taking the cash out of the drawer.
That's horrible.
But I'm saying to you guys, that's what I'm saying. You have no clue. Yeah, that like why we do. There is reasons behind things, but we don't have the manpower to keep track. We used to keep all our receipt books accounted for and numbered.
Yeah.
I know. So that's why we're at the. I mean, to me, karma. We have to trust what we can trust, and we have. You know what I'm saying? What are you going to do? I mean, there's a point. You can make yourself insane
Yeah.
on this stuff, but there is reasons. Isn't that crazy? That's kind of why we did it. On store credits issued.
I mean, I know the world's crazy. It still amazes me that people do that kind of.
Well, who thinks of these things? We
Yeah.
learned all the school of hard knocks. We didn't know any of this stuff. That's
Well, because you don't, you know what I mean.
because you don't
wanna
think that way.
people
You
would
don't
do
think that way. Well, we have enough other things to deal with, right?
Yeah.
You don't think about this, but that is why there are things on here. That's the whole reason. Okay. Anyway. Okay. Approved exceptions. Over short. You're always going to be over. So don't. I have people who put in.
Unless it's like a big
So,
thing.
I know.
put it
So
on
people
there.
they can calculate that up. That's what cracks me out. I get that. Like when it doesn't match the
when they're cash and they can do that.
They can calculate the over. I do get the overshorts all the time. 58 cents, whatever that is. I do get that. It's so funny.
If
That
it's
isn't really
a couple cents or
overshort. You know,
whatever, yeah, I don't
you're
do that.
balanced. Okay, that's what I'm just saying. So I don't know if we should put something overshort more than
I use-
5.
I use
over
just-
5.
Maybe.
I usually just mark it if my drawers off in the morning. Like if I counted it, it's supposed to be 270. I'm at 285. I'll put, over $15 a.m.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
short
it's fine.
That's what I
$15
do.
a.m.
If
Okay.
I don't get changed.
So, and then when we're training people, just the cash receipts, the deposit should always be over unless they paid with change.
Yeah.
There's no magic on that. Because we
don't count
we were short 2 days over there.
Like,
I don't know. No, yeah, but I don't know how. We didn't think it's just like, how do you get short a couple dollars every day when you're not taking? And I
Yeah.
can't figure it out. I don't think it should be possible.
Most of the time I'm over because
You
people
should be
give
over because
me
you're going to change. It's exactly unless you take change. That's the only way I can figure that you should be
Now,
under.
summertime I can understand.
I haven't figured it
people
out.
probably come in for the meters and stuff. Yeah.
It's a whole
Yeah.
different ballgame, and kids pay with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so and then employee closing. So everybody gets this, right? Now, the cash reconciliation sheet, which I did put in here, I want to make sure you guys are clear when people come in and take over. This is an important thing because as we start getting staffs or splitting staffs, we start doing this. People have to be responsible. Like you can't just leave because your shift is done.
Yeah.
I think that is
Gotta
the
make
big
sure
thing
everything's balanced.
that we've got to make sure. Okay, so we want to get everybody starting on the same thing. If you're not, and especially in town here, I call me and we'll get you the right change if you're not, like the wrong amount or didn't have enough change on them or whatever. But but then also consider if you are running out of something, then we need to probably adjust it. All drawers are not the same. What's your drawer?
270.
What's your drawer?
230.
Right, that's what I'm saying. All drawers are not the same because we try to accommodate what people need.
Yeah.
They need a lot more ones in that store. They need a lot more nickels and a lot more quarters, whatever. So, and then, so make sure that we're checking that in. So when you count in the morning, okay, if, let's just say we're having a split change or you're leaving or so, you got a new person's going to take over the drawer. they need to recount out the drawer.
That's when you like slice it.
You got it. Well, that's what we slice it. I mean, I don't care if they do another whole line. Long as someone's doing the procedure. That is my whole thing.
Yeah.
You just don't leave them, because then the worst part is, I hate that. No, they didn't count when they left, and then we don't balance.
Because that's what happened over there when I started. They didn't teach me any of that. So I'm like sitting here and everybody's like, what? That's why like when I came over here the one day I was doing the drawer, I didn't know we were supposed to do that. So I'm like,
Yes.
sorry.
But if something like that, then think about it too. And because I was going to say, so yeah, definitely, you get that.
Yeah.
So yeah, and they can
just,
count.
They just count it. Then when you leave, you just
Yeah.
count it.
Because
Yeah.
you can write the
'Cause
date.
you
then
wanna
can write
balance-
if you do AM or
Count.
PM.
Yes, both parties got to count the drawers. So
Yeah.
you're
Yeah,
you're going to
perfect.
balance
You
your
close
receipts
out.
out and close it out. You'll draw a line, and then they'll recount out later that day and
Yeah.
balance out. Yeah, I just
Or
want to
even
make
if
sure.
you do 2 lines, you can write the date and then you do AM and then
PM. It doesn't matter. Or there's
Something
2
like that.
drawers going.
Yeah.
We have 2 drawers
Oh.
that we can run.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's what I'm just saying. They should do that, because I know over Long Neck they weren't doing transfer. And then we were having problem balancing the end of it before.
And then it's like, oh, well, who's the blame on? Everybody's been on the register. Yeah. That's
No.
why, like, if I'm here and I have somebody else, I try to be on register as much as possible.
Well,
I
you
know
can't
it's
have,
correct.
and that's my other thing. Nobody else can go in your drawer.
Yep.
We can't do that. I mean, that's just your yes.
It's a liability issue.
No,
Yeah.
it is, and
Because then it falls on you, whoever
no,
was
it's
on that drawer to
absolutely, and
begin
then
with.
that's normal jobs. They write you up, right?
Yep.
And we,
Sometimes you can get
that's next
fired.
week. That's the employee. Just no, it is, and that's what I was gonna say. Lisa can tell you all that, right?
Yeah.
I have fired many for that.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So
Because
we,
it does. It freaks me out. Like, I don't even like going to the bathroom when I'm here with somebody else. I'm like, no, I'll do the drawer, everybody.
I
Don't
take the
touch
key.
it.
I take the key from the register, put it in my back pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm away from the counter for a long time, I hold the key with the register.
No,
so
Like,
no
that's why,
one
like,
can get it.
here, if I'm not at the register, I leave the register off. I don't take the key out, but I leave
Leave
it
it
off.
off.
That way nobody can reach over and
just ding,
hit
ding,
the
ding.
button.
Well, I mean, someone could just reach over, turn it on, and hit the button.
True.
That's
But
why I
that's
just
when I
like
lose the key.
like if you take the key. I mean, I put the key in my back pocket where I keep my box cutters
Yeah.
and my pens, so I can't lose it.
Yeah, that's
But-
why like I try to leave it off. Or like if I'm folding shirts at the counter or whatever, sometimes I'll lay them on top of the register to stack them up. And then
So basically, you guys have your opening, closing, and we're going to clean these up, right? This notebook. But these are the books we want people using every day. Customer callback, we have to get
Cold
back
shelf.
into regularly using or checking, because no one's checking that. Suppose you had something came in and something called and we're missing business.
Yeah.
So customer callback book, and if you guys are in bad shape or you want to pull your books, because I want to get them all cleaned up. I got all new stuff at the house. I just haven't done it. But the customer callback books, I was going to say, does everybody have those forms
Yes.
for doing that? So my biggest thing is, it's not my favorite form, but I just never had time to edit and change it, because I like a place for the phone number, a place, and I
just
put
put
that
it-
under comments.
That's yeah.
And then I try to log in, left message on what date or whatever.
Yeah.
But we've got to show these things to new people, because these people don't know to check these things.
And then there's sticky notes, and sticky notes get lost. And
And that's what my whole thing. We got to get rid of sticky notes, taping
Yeah.
things on registers, all that fun stuff. But these are all the things I want to make sure that you guys have to go over with people, right? On that, and I'll make sure Alexandra gets that. The other thing is the shipping and receiving log.
that I am.
We're going to come up with, we're going to have procedures on who's going to handle. Right now, until we have an office manager, whether it's supplies, whether it's discrepancies, somebody calling, we have to handle it ourselves in the stores. But eventually, I want to take that all off of us. As much as we can take that kind of stuff off of us, that we have someone who
I'm
can
bad for
handle
thinking
all
about
that.
thing.
Okay. No, this is, I know. I mean, I just was like 48 boxes. I was just like, we just listed the vendors.
Yeah.
I didn't know how many was for each one the other day. And it's just because we don't have a choice. But this, we got to make sure we are one, because it has cost us.
It saved us.
It saved us, actually. You know what I mean?
Because if you get
On that-
something in and then the box is lost, and
But
you don't
it
know you
is
got
a-
it
Well,
in.
but it's so important, right? There are so many times
Yes.
when you're starting to figure out, okay, well, who priced something? Well, go to the shipping log, right? Who
who did
received this, right? That when we found that troll beads order, we went and we said, okay, it was Lisa Marino, and I went and I called you and you said it's right here, and I found it, right? So I mean, it's like it doesn't.
It is an important piece of paper.
It's this is one of the most important.
It really is, because we had a guy who signed off our name.
right.
And he's no longer with UPS now, but he actually paid for the jewelry that was missing, because he would have lost his job. Because they are not supposed to be signing our names on these things.
Yeah.
We are supposed to be signing them. And it's stupidity on their part.
Yeah.
Because
they
all we
never
have to
ask-
say was fraudulent signature.
Yep.
You know? But the problem is that I know we're not catching, we don't even know if they're giving us everything they're supposed to be giving us on their things right now. I
Well,
can see that in town
I
here.
think 3 weeks ago, right? We had a delivery, and it was 4 out of 5 were delivered, but the 5th was not delivered. And we were able to go back and we said, well, we only got 4. And then we went and we counted all the boxes. 1 of 4, 2 of 4. Right? We were missing the last box.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, well, we didn't even know. Like, you wouldn't have necessarily gotten to it as fast as we did. Like, we were able to resolve the issue within like a minute and a half. Like it was so fast. So
'Cause I had that, and they delivered all my lifeguard stuff. He said,
Right.
I have, it's supposed to be 16, but I only have 14. You'll have the other tomorrow. So when I wrote it in the book, I wrote, 14 out of 16.
right.
Then when he delivered the next day, 2 out of 16. That way it was
Perfect.
all right there next to each other.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. So we will figure that out. But then this is the other part. It's the follow through, because this is where the money is. It's FIFO, and like what worries me, like right now, like I know I've got a new vendor over there, and I don't know what our time was to report any problems, like with Lulu B. A lot of these have set time periods, and I don't know if you guys want to start creating folders on your vendors, and it's 7 days reporting in. I know you get a little around with Mud Pie.
'Cause, like, I think Simply Southern's 5 days or something crazy. Like,
Yes.
not a lot of time.
No,
Yeah,
there
sometimes
isn't.
Go through and get all our
And
stuff
so
organized,
this
too.
is really, really important, because we're finding lots of shortages, lots of missing stuff on these. So this is very, very important that we are inventorying. And someone is, because I don't even know. We got to make sure everybody is like checking with us, getting us the invoices for pricing. Because we yesterday, I don't know how our Joy fiasco happened. Is that crazy?
Yeah, I see. I don't even know who. Yeah.
Well, I do. Somebody signed off and put their name on it, and I don't know where they got the prices from. Whether they weren't, I don't know. She just didn't know the right names and put the wrong. I mean, we're fixing prices on. It's just double work, and then we're paying people. So my biggest thing is, like, we have stores getting new products in. They create their own prices. I had this happen last week, and then I just priced them for this. They went, oh well, they had already done theirs. They made their own price. I mean, we can't have that.
I said it's one
It's
of
just
the three
double.
of you.
We make double work. It is. We just make double work on it.
Sometimes
I'm
I'll
going
even
to
send
get
it
you
in
the
group
login though
chat.
for Fair, so that you have
Yeah,
that. That'll make
yeah,
life
just-
a lot easier for all of us.
Yeah, so I don't have to keep messaging you.
Do you know the
like,
login for Fair? Is it info at Blooming Boutique?
I think it probably is.
I'll have to see if it's blooming.4. Is it blooming.4?
Probably blooming.
.4, capital B. Yeah. So look at that, because then you can go right to the invoice page.
All my
On
blank
that.
sheets are in my other portfolio.
It's
But
okay.
yeah, these discrepancies. I mean, I'm telling you, we're finding a lot of missing pieces, damaged pieces. Whatever so it is real important that we have, because we got to follow through with these, and that is the big thing. And then you guys got to turn this form and let us know, because that you've called it in. We're supposed to see a credit or whatever. Like, I got some stores are really good. Let me know that I should be looking for a credit or something like that.
Southern Allergy. They were out of that
You
one
got
shirt.
it.
They sent
The other
that
thing you guys have got to be checking on paperwork. First of all, people are shipping wrong places all over the place, so we got to make sure we get that handled. And I don't have anybody to call just to handle it. So if you see that it went to my house or whatever, we got to let them know. And then we've also got to if you guys are seeing balance due. Because some people would think they were nice at the show or giving us terms. I'm like, no, I don't want terms. I cannot go back and look at all the paperwork and write checks for all these stores. So you got to make sure that it's paid.
Yeah.
Okay. Now Mud Pie just does it automatically when they're
Yeah,
due.
they
I
just-
call them. They're pretty good on that Mud Pies. But some of these, if it says balance due, it shouldn't be, because I just caught some other stuff. And then I had people trying to ship our Christmas orders that we did in Atlanta already. And I said this to Donna McCall. I'm sending these people. I said, we do not want these Christmas orders now. I'm like, what? And they're trying to charge. And Nesco just did $3,000. I was like, what the heck? I'm like, no, people are all trying to. I know. I was like, so that's why you guys can
I'm gonna
do
get all
do
our
an
stuff
eyeball
organized.
over on paperwork. Look at it all.
Yeah.
Are you cold?
Huh. I'm not. I'm cold.
Oh, okay.
I'm hot. Jeez.
I know. That's what I'm like. So, but it is real important in getting through these. And the problem I see is when people are transitioning, when they don't get it done in that day, and we're taking over the next day. Okay, what has been split, what hasn't been split, and this is the stuff that we have to make sure that we really make it clear.
In the communication.
Communication
That's what
book.
freaks me out. I'm not
Yes.
here. So I'm like, because I've had it wrong before,
Right.
and then I come back and I'm like,
And I hate to say, you have to check people, because people, you think you understand a size run, they don't necessarily understand a size run. Or they started and they only split part of it, and they didn't, and then I know I've got too much product in the store. I can tell that, maybe you guys can tell, so that's why you got to start questioning it. If you see you've got way too much of something, there's probably a reason. But they're not going to think that. You guys would be the ones that should know that.
Yeah.
If you're sitting with way too much stuff on that. Okay. Getting this along. Are we doing good? Okay. So supply request forms. Not for everything on that form is not for everybody to order. Because I had somebody wanted they checked out the whole thing. They wanted to get it all stocked in the store. I'm like, no. And I honestly believe it should be set people doing it.
Correct.
Because I could get at the same store 2 different requests.
Should be
Absolutely.
Yep.
the
It
people
shouldn't
who
be
are here.
anybody's. So, and I don't know, how do we make that clear to them that they
But
should be
I
pulling this form
know,
out?
I think the biggest issue that I've had is I've put a few of these in. I've been putting them in since
Well, we don't have
December.
anybody.
I was just gonna say,
Yeah.
I haven't gotten anything.
You need to come over.
That's like, I'm literally going there to Bernie to go get a bunch of stuff
Right.
after this.
But our problem is I don't even have anybody keeping stock of what the heck I got stock back there right now. Yes. No, it is. Bags are the nightmare, so you guys have got to keep ahead. Well, hopefully we're gonna have we're gonna keep some of the bags here. We just got.
Well, I just found.
It's 9 months now for bags, so I already ordered. I ordered more bags for Blooming Boutique because it's taken us 9 months to get our bags overseas. We're printing in-house yours now. We just don't have a choice. Yeah, it's just
I was
ridiculous.
gonna say if it's taking that long. I
Well,
definitely
and
need
what
some
you
here.
and what you have to order, I know it's ridiculous. So I'm going in house on a few, and they're not all the colors, but I don't know what else to do because it's ridiculous to tie up $25,000 or something ridiculous for bags. Right now, it's totally crazy on that. So anyway, okay, so supply requests. Okay, so just make sure. I was going to say, if you have to, come over and pull right now till we can get someone because I'm working on trying to get us someone for that back office to help us on that. That's definitely a position. Okay. I'm going to work on employee stuff next week. We don't need to do that. This is my big thing I want you guys doing every week. I was going to say, count out I don't care if you want to take enough for 3 months. Count out and then give them to Lisa.
I have some.
You have some?
Yeah.
Because I was going to say, Lisa, definitely, whoever doesn't have people, we're going to have you walk through. I'm going to walk through the stores that don't have somebody in this meeting. We just got to keep walking through and checking what's going on. Jim is going to be handling with warehouse and back rooms inspections. Jim's going to be handling all that and hopefully coordinating with getting stuff to stores and stuff like that. So we will see. But yeah, I was going to say, because I just feel like this makes you look at a lot of things.
Yeah.
Selling, okay, my biggest thing is on all this is that, I think the stores look better than they've looked. Everybody agree? I think we're headed in the right direction. Don't you think all the stores are looking crisper, better than they have been?
Oh yeah.
I think mine still needs a lot of work.
But compared to what you walked into when you were out sick.
I know the store kind
measure
of looks
backwards.
Wait a minute, Gap or the Gain? Are you gonna be in the Gap?
Where'd you start?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I know where I started.
Remember, I can't merchandise. Remember you?
I know where I started, but I still think it could be better. And I still know I could do better.
We
always
God,
did.
yeah.
It's like I know I can still do better.
I mean,
No,
But
but we all
It's definitely
can do
better
that.
better than my
then
COVID patient.
You've got to learn. I got to get you to the next book. Then if you get to 80%, you should be happy. The perfectionist is tough. You'll never be happy.
I'm the same way with
I'll
this
always
store.
strive
It
for
looks better, but
perfection.
that window is
Always.
driving me nuts.
But put 80% of it to be perfection for you then.
120.
Look,
Always. If it's not perfection, it's not good.
what book do I need to get him now?
First you
Which one of them?
That's how I've been raised my whole life. It's not perfect, then you got a lot of work to do.
I know it's hard, but there's a lot of isn't it?
It's a balance.
It is a balance because we have to let go of some things because we could live here 24 hours a day if you didn't, right?
That is true.
See?
Yeah.
Oh no! I know.
I like my sleep.
Yes, exactly. No, we all like our sleep there.
Lisa
Okay.
doesn't.
What we're gonna try. Okay, so Okay, so this is my thought process. I want to do defectives with you guys, or you do defectives with the Blue Boutiques, and so that you can just weekly do the defectives, turn them in. What do we want to do with breakage and damages? Do we want people to be accountable and have a list? Do we want to log so it's all logged in? So we can see where the problem is. Like if we got one store that's always breaking everything, not just. I don't want people. I've caught people just throwing out lots of shit, broken, so that no one knows. How do we want to account for this? Because if we set up the standard, they're not going to know that we're. You know what I'm saying? That they've got to log this in for anything that breaks. What do you guys?
So I think we definitely need a logbook.
Because that'll tell too if like a product's like,
If
you know what I
it's
mean?
the
It's got a lot of.
same.
Or if it's if we got a lot of returns and it's exactly that tells you a lot, and that's a good point.
So should it be a composition so it can't get pulled out?
I think so.
That might be a good idea.
Because otherwise,
Yeah.
I'm
No,
not saying I would do it, but you could just throw out a page.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, so
Even
I think
people
that's a
log
good
and then
idea because
get
we have
rid of
plenty
it?
of composition books. So what do you? I mean, because you'd want to put the date, right?
Yep.
The,
Date,
the
who did
item. The date, the
Item, vendor.
vendor, problem.
Yep.
I'm just trying to think how he's going to fit
but then
it.
it's resolution. Right? Like,
Right. Oh, no, it is. I would say who's logging it or with the initial
Yeah.
right, and then I'm thinking how are we going to do this in a composition book?
Well, if
I don't know.
If you get if you do the composition book and kind of do it how.
Or should it be
Like
as
this-
important?
like
Should
this
it be in
one.
our daily cash instead of another book? Like, should that be a sub? If I put 5 dividers, is that in there where you log in damages?
I mean, you can keep it inside the register reconciliation.
You know what I'm saying?
file
'Cause we have
where
the
all
register
main
reconciliation,
paperwork
we
I
is.
think
closing?
that's totally fine. It's just that it can be.
Removed and tampered
Removed.
with.
I know. Okay, so then I know. So then how do we
Unless,
do
I
it?
guess
Well, then-
you write the page.
I mean, if we do, I mean, you can do the page
Yeah, do
numbers.
page numbers on them. Because if you
about that?
kind of like how we do on the receipt books, so they have the receipt numbers. We can just
Yeah.
do like
if you
Lewis
have
Lewis
pre-printed
gifts,
ones out.
like
and then
Lewis
have
gifts
the
paper, and
page
then have
number.
the
Resolution.
number.
So resolution. So whether we mark it down, whether we throw it in trash, whether we
Super
call.
glue
Well,
it.
if it came in damage, it could be. You know what I'm saying? Is it
Yeah,
calling it into the vendor?
Calling
Is
it
it
a credit.
or is it donating it?
Yeah. So if it's something like
Now,
it's got a
could this
small hole,
also
so
be
it's-
for expired stuff? I'm just trying to. How do we handle this? 'Cause
When in a food sense, if it's expired, and there's a reason they have expiries, because when it's some item inside that product has gone bad and you can't use it anymore.
Yes, you can.
So you're not supposed to.
No, they're good for a lot more days. That's why food. That's why
Not
food
supposed
I
banks.
to
know
They
that,
sell
but
it.
well, you're
No,
not
no.
supposed to sell it.
No, it's supposed to
Technically,
sell
it's
it.
not
Right.
supposed
Right.
to use it either coming from a kitchen. If it's expired,
Right.
it's done.
Oh no,
You
a
can't do
kitchen. Well, I'm not
anything
going to
with it
argue
because
that kind of food.
If you give it to someone,
Right,
you
right.
give it
But
away.
this is
like-
processed, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but if
that's
you
it.
still give it away and then they get
Sick.
sick and they blame it on food poisoning, it's a liability to you, and that's a
But
lawsuit.
why would the food banks take them?
That's the thing. That's how you
Because
they're
never
still-
know. But like,
Wawa
and it,
used to do that when I worked at Wawa. They'd
Right.
come every Sunday and
Right.
come get all of our leftover
Expired.
sandwiches and everything and take them to the food bank.
Yeah.
yeah, but like just coming from the restaurant.
Oh, I know
was
the
in,
restaurant. Yeah.
If
Yeah.
as soon as anything's expired,
Oh, no, we
even if it
can't do that
has
in food.
has like a super long shelf, like it's in a can, or it's
Oh, yeah.
past the expiry, you got to get rid of it.
Yeah.
It
So you
depends
give
on
it
what
away,
is.
and then someone gets food poisoning.
It depends on
your
what
fault.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
My
I
mom
get
used
that.
to
That's what I'm
keep
just saying.
everything.
So
So,
you got to be like careful on that stuff.
Yeah.
right. Well, that's what I'm just saying how
But
we
like
handle
people
it.
like Byler's, that Amish market, pretty much everything they sell is expired because it's still within a good date.
Should I
Yeah.
go to Lloyd's? There's plenty of stuff.
Oh God, yeah. Well, like, preserved food,
Oh,
like
like,
preserved
shit.
food and canned
Yeah.
stuff.
No,
go out
I'm in the
for
fresh.
years.
I'm in the fresh part.
But, but it's like a really fine line you got to walk.
Yeah.
Because
it
if
really-
it's
Well,
something,
I don't want to sell it. I'm just trying to have a resolution so that we got to get rid of this expired stuff. I
like,
yeah,
want
we
to make
can't
sure
we can't just
beforehand.
keep throwing out food.
No,
because
it's
that's
exactly.
not
It's not worth it. I don't want to buy it.
Or like
So-
you guys did with the samples. Some like little stuff
Yeah.
like that. You
Yeah.
can do it within like a week or something like that.
Well, they're fine. They're not expired. The samples aren't expired.
Yeah,
What
like
we're
the-
doing.
like the
no,
sample-
that's it's just it's seasonal. It was Valentine's Day or whatever.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
speaking
gotcha.
about the samples, like sea salt caramels, we got to make sure that when we get those samples in,
Rotate.
whoever takes them pays attention, because on that date there says date and then it has like 7/21.
Mm-hmm.
So that means it was packed on
Once.
07/21. That doesn't mean it expired then. We threw out like 6 pounds of chocolate because someone thought it was expired. We threw out a ton because
So where
it
do
said
we
like
put this to make it good?
07/21, and like, this is 6 pounds of expired chocolate. Well, and they threw it out, and when I finally said, oh, wait a second, I said, that doesn't mean that's Best Buy. I said, that's what it was packed. And they didn't realize that when they threw it all out.
But that's where this is.
And this
gonna
was, like,
come in
over the summer.
handy.
But this is where they can't throw it. They
Yeah.
got to go through
Well,
somebody.
that's why I said
Yeah.
we need to have stuff like this
No.
to make pay
That's
attention
exactly
to.
So the way I think that the food should work is probably when we get you switched over to an iPad. What you should do is you should have a spreadsheet that has the thing so that we can sort by date, because it doesn't, you know what I mean? Like, to me, I can write it in here if I never look at it again. I mean,
Well, no, I'm saying when it's expired, when we're getting rid of stuff, when we're disposing of.
sure.
I'm trying to prevent
but,
it. No,
but
yeah.
we're trying to stop
Well,
it
this is a different
before
whole
it
thing.
even
Oh, I
gets
agree.
there,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Well, 'cause
So
I
we
know-
have to have people reading things properly too.
Well, because I don't know if Misha showed this to you when you guys were at your show. When you guys had downtime, I made like a little just kind of list up, kind of like how we had the shipping and
Yeah.
receiving for foods. So you have a separate one for foods where it's just you have the date, the company, when it expires, and all that stuff.
That's
So it's a
good.
separate log, so
Yeah.
you can
And then
look
you
back
always
like
get,
every
little
Sunday.
stickers, too.
So if you get that digitally, though, is what I'm saying.
Well, yeah,
is
it's like
if we
something
put-
that'd be
Right,
perfect.
if we put that in an Excel sheet that you could sort by the date, and then you'll say, oh, okay, here's the. I mean, we could even put some logic in if you wanted
Yeah.
that says, hey, this is coming in 3 months. We gotta
move it, yeah.
along, but
Right.
so
But-
that it turns a certain color when,
Yeah, it would make sense and it make it super easy.
Yeah. That's
Oh
what I'm
God,
saying.
yeah. But
That'll
that'd
stop.
be something that's
But even
easily
just
for
quick scan would
resolution.
probably
Okay.
help.
Yeah.
Yes.
But like, that would be a good resolution for all that stuff. Is just trying to figure all that out.
So I was going to say, so the problems, well, if it's defective or dropped in the store, or whatever it'll be.
Right.
And then maybe like we have to go through somebody, or like once we call.
So this
hey,
is the other thing. What is the procedure? Okay. Like we had one lady, what, broke $200, $300 of stuff at the gift shop.
Was that when?
What's in with her handbag?
With the jack.
What do we do? How do we
Jacko?
handle these things?
Oh no! Yeah, that was Jack. It was a
Yeah.
'cause I've had people that
$70
kids
plate.
break something small. and they're
No,
like,
that
"Oh,
was
pay for it." I'm
that
like,
was no.
it
That was
happened.
another one.
Oh no, with Robin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bless
So,
her
but
heart.
how do we I mean, what is our procedure to handle that?
Because most people
Like,
places make you pay for it, but like,
you're
some
supposed to
people
pay
don't.
for it.
Yeah.
Like if it's an accident, you can obviously tell it was an accident. Then
If somebody
I'm
goes through-
understanding.
This lady broke like 8 plates, eight different pieces.
Oh,
You're
God.
paying for that.
She didn't. Our employee let her walk out the door.
No.
No, that should have been immediate. Hey,
Yes.
give me a second and call
Like
you
you,
guys.
but the thing is, when you when you deal
I know,
with
but
stuff
how
like
do
that,
you that's hard.
Yeah.
It's a
I
very
had a lady-
sticky
Okay,
situation.
so you're in the store.
That's
and
what
it
I'm saying. So
happens,
what are you
then
going to do? That's exactly what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Oh,
I mean,
Alyssa
what am
knows
I
what
gonna
happened
do?
when I did.
And then
I
you get
don't
a lot
want to
of
deal with
people
that
who
again.
are confrontational.
No,
they
it's
want
I
to
exactly-
felt I was a
Yeah.
line cook
But I mean,
again.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
That was my issue
Because
for a long
we
time.
gotta be able to address this with our staff, and that's my
Yeah.
whole point. How do we handle that?
I mean, it's really hard to deal with it. Like when someone,
It's hard 'cause
I
there's
hate
so
that
many
when
stuff.
someone
I mean,
just
I have
walks
people come out
out.
of dressing rooms, they get pulls, they do. I mean, they damage. I mean, I fix as much as I can fix. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Mhm.
Or, but you know,
But
they
like,
rip the thing.
if someone just knocks something over and breaks it, then they just immediately
wait.
abscond. Like, what can
Did you
do?
just eat everything at Walmart when people broke things?
So long story short, Walmart has a claims department and everything gets processed through that department. And some of it they get credit back for. And
Well, I
some
wish
of
you
it
know,
they
we have
don't.
customers just, you know,
Breaks
Customer
$200 of plates.
drops a bowl.
You eat it.
that's why. Okay, that's kind of where I was at. It was like,
Unfortunately.
but we have to be able to then to handle. I know because people always call them panic on that. That's a funny thing.
Yeah.
What do I do?
Definitely.
Because
Someone stole something because I had someone just call me. Oh, I think someone stole something.
Like,
Well, then we better be creative.
like, if
better
you're
contact.
If you're 100% sure, you can't like
We can't
you
do it.
can't
We
say
can't
anything.
do it.
They have to
Can't
lawsuit
cancel
if
anymore.
you
No,
guess
it's
wrong.
exactly.
Yeah.
You can't,
You
but I can tell you that
There's ways to
me and my
prevent it,
husband are
though.
no good together. Let me just tell you that. So
Yeah, there is ways to prevent.
there's definitely ways to prevent.
Mirrors
like,
are going
you know,
up everywhere. I just
going
ordered
up.
tons of, and I've got lots of security mirrors going up.
That's
Yep.
why we greet the customer because
That's like, well,
then
if you
they
think
know
they're
we
doing
know
it-
that they're in the building.
Yeah.
Eye contact is very important to
Correct.
hinder.
Yes.
100%. If you think that they have done, you make them feel very, very uncomfortable. As
Oh, hey,
in
do you need me to pull that
over-
for you?
overly customer service them, because either
I wish
A, they're gonna
Alexandra's
ditch
here.
it.
She dealt with the young ones that I know got me, but she got them. She caught them.
Good. Good.
I mean, I personally don't have a problem because there's nothing that they can personally like really do. I have no problem asking them for the ring that they put in their pocket, but that's just me.
Yeah.
I
You
don't
worked out
either
for
if
a
I
while,
know
right?
for sure, but we
Yeah.
can't have employees who don't know.
Yeah.
Well, and that was a big problem in Milford. Like, I've got friends that will never shop in that store because Bernie accused them of shoplifting, and they definitely were not. Like,
Yeah, and it's hard to tell anymore. Some people are just really
You just have to
awkward
make
in
them
public.
uncomfortable.
yeah,
Because
100%.
I'm a very awkward shopper because I don't go shopping like that. So I've had people come up to me like, "Oh, are you fine?" And I know what they're trying to do, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I don't
Yeah.
go shopping."
No,
I'm
I
just
was
really
in
awkward.
Las Vegas. We were accused of shoplifting, and I'm like, sorry, like, I'm definitely not doing that.
Yeah, it's like I know what you're doing. I know I'm not doing that, but yeah.
I mean, they'd like
Because
asked
it is. It's
point
hard
blank,
to tell.
and I was
Like,
like,
that's why,
"Are
like,
you
when
serious?"
teenagers
Like-
come in, I get very anxious. That's why, like, if they're up there at layers, I'm kind of like walking around and
Yeah.
fixing things, keeping up.
Well,
Because it does. It freaks me
It
out.
gets me, and it's hard because I know I said be on it, and then we had all these empty earring things, and they don't stay. They just go over and look. Oh, they're fine. They don't need any help. People don't know how to. So I think we have to teach our people how to recognize that.
The weird
Signs of
behavior.
Because I had 4 young kids back in the shoe room this weekend, and I said go back there and oh, they're fine back there. They don't need help. They don't need
Yeah,
no, but that's
right.
what I'm saying. But we
Yeah.
do have to. I think
I
we
get
do have to.
suspicious of everybody, even like normal
Yeah, but-
people. Like, you know what I mean?
It's
It
being mindful.
It's
Yeah,
just being mindful.
right?
That's what I
And
say, 'cause-
honestly,
yeah.
well, I mean, I'll make anybody feel uncomfortable, but I'm just thinking in the back of my mind, like, okay, what if?
But
they're
that's
trying
why
to-
if you're doing good service and you're helping people and you know your product, you can talk and don't look like you're hawking. Because we have people who have bad, like they're just literally,
there and look
like
at
that's
ya.
exactly. Or
Yeah.
I
know
have,
exactly
we
what
have
I'm
staff right
thinking.
now that stands like this, and that to me that just looks awful.
I know.
Yeah.
I make
Watching them.
conversation. I'm fixing things, just trying to, talk. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to talk about the product. Talk about, make them not feel uncomfortable.
No, it's
but
exactly.
yeah.
But they know that they've already built a little relationship because you've already made eye
Exactly.
contact. You said hello to them. They're whatever
know.
it may be.
You did a little TikTok. Don't
but-
be suspicious.
No. But this is the stuff that you got to make your younger ones coming in, right?
Mm-hmm.
That are walking. You guys are walking. I didn't hear it, which is.
I had to. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm good.
So, what?
Sorry.
You need to go outside.
What'd you say? I missed it.
I don't know. We gotta do like that little TikTok where they're like, "Don't be suspicious.
Oh.
Don't." Be...
I don't know.
Okay, I'm good.
Oh, I think I put TikTok on my phone. I did. I've been putting
Now all
apps
your
on my phone.
information's gone.
Oh no, it's well. You know what's funny? You know what's even crazier? You know, I was
God.
with Sue McElligott yesterday. What started coming in my
cocktail.
feed? All vegan stuff. They are watching us. Everybody is. I had a customer in yesterday
And they're
and she was telling me about her
actually
diet.
watching
Yes. And all of a sudden I got feeds. So I actually sent her over some of the companies. The food looked really good. But is that crazy? I was like, oh my God, vegan food. One of our former employees has to eat vegan now. And I was like, next thing I know, vegan feeds coming in my Facebook.
I know, isn't it crazy?
No, it is.
Yeah.
It's really spooky.
I don't go on
It is.
If I
Facebook
see
like
a
that
single
other than
vegan
for the
option on
staff
my
stuff
Facebook,
and like
I'm going to bill you. I will never have that on my Facebook. T-bone steaks only. T-bone steaks only.
Okay. So anyway, so my biggest thing and what we're gonna be having ready. But next week we're gonna go over employee stuff because we have to focus on staffing right now. If we don't get staffing in and trained,
Yeah.
that's why you know what I mean? Because we need to get to. I want to get to 9 to 9 for especially Lewis. You know.
Long neck.
No,
I mean,
but
that's
I
pushing
also,
over there.
I mean, because you'll see
No,
some here
for
you have to have
maybe here,
overlapping. Yeah, oh no, we're not
oh,
going to
God,
do long
no,
neck.
you need, like,
no,
you need
but
overlapping.
but you need overlapping at least on Saturdays, if not Fridays, Saturdays. So if you can get stuff done before the weekend, right? Besides nights,
like Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So I
Yeah.
feel
It
like
was nice
Thursdays are
having-
busier than Fridays.
Yeah. No,
Because
I
that's
had
when the
me
locals go out to
before.
dinner.
Yeah.
Locals
You
go out
got
to
it.
dinner on Thursday.
Because it was great having Gail here on Saturday because we were able to get stuff done.
Look at you having people on the weekend.
Listen, it's been a long time coming. I needed that. It was great.
I think I've had an over like twice.
I mean, it'll give her a couple
2
little
years.
things to do.
But
while
that's
I'm
where,
running
guess
around.
what? You need to find people that you guys can work with and that you guys feel will do the job and work with you guys.
Yeah.
That's the biggest.
That's
the
what we're
biggest
gonna talk
issue.
about next
I
week.
can't find.
Well, we're
anyone my age
gonna
to do
have a
stuff.
lot
Like,
of
no
stuff.
one-
We're
no
gonna
kid
have.
wants to
We're
work
even
with
gonna
gifts.
have recruiting cards for you guys. We're gonna have a lot of
Have
stuff.
to be your age though.
I'm
No.
still-
Yeah.
But
You
still.
should find somebody who work.
Right.
Like I like working with Donna, but I know certain things. That's why I'm like freaking out about Wednesday because I'm like trying to find things for her to do because all that has to get priced and split. And I'm like,
It's not
so
her.
me and Lisa are gonna come up with a plan today because Lisa loves me. And we're gonna come up
Well,
with
Lisa,
a plan.
Lisa likes you.
Mhm.
If you got stuff to fold,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm gonna find
just
some.
gonna say,
If I
there's-
have to, I will
yes,
purposely
but you
mess
need
something
to because you have a day off. You don't want to come back and nothing's done.
And that's
the
what I'm
whole
worried
thing.
about.
That's my whole thing because you guys can see it's all follow up, isn't it? Have them send you the picture. Da-da-da.
Yep.
I know because Jim has them sending me pictures now because we didn't have our kitchen towels out all weekend and stuff like that. You know. So yeah, that's the kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's what we got to make sure things are done.
I keep
So-
hearing so many mixed match things about that
And, like,
from both parties.
yeah.
Oh, I know, but I'm so done with both parties.
I'm
done with
over
both.
it.
No, you just need to tell them. Yeah, this is not going this way. This is a waste of time and energy, isn't it? It's a
That's
big
what you put
waste.
down.
Now we're resolving some things today. Yes.
Lisa said we are doing business.
Did you get her in over there? Is she over there?
Yeah,
Good.
she had to go get her a key, but I let her in. I unlocked it for her.
Okay, I was wondering how she got in today. Okay, yeah, no, I don't want drama. I don't want crap. No, that's why I said I'd rather be closed. That's about where I'm at. We just need to find people that are going to yes. So I'll be this week. I'm all about staffing. I'm going to reach out to Sussex Tech too.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Okay,
I'd avoid
I'm going to
Central.
deal with. You're going to
Yeah,
do
I
avoid
said
Central.
avoid
You guys, everybody's
Central.
telling me avoid Central. Okay,
Avoid
I didn't
Central.
know.
I would never
I would
ever.
probably
My
be Cape
husband
and Tech maybe.
That's where I went. That's why I say avoid it.
Yeah.
Central's not the place.
I started in Laurel. I ended up with Cape.
And we're going to do. And Lisa's going to do Milford. So we're going to work on that. Okay. So and then we're going to be working on a bunch of other stuff and then I want to get them. The cards like we had our recruiting cards. Do we want everybody going to the Blooming Boutique site or what do we want to do? Do we want to have a separate hire? I mean, what do we want?
I mean, right now we have it as a single thing.
Application.
Yeah.
But it's
Only
clear that's for all
because-
the stores though, because I just don't want people
Yeah.
saying, "Oh, I don't,"
No,
you know, if
you
it's a
actually
guy.
on the application you
Yeah.
click when you're applying.
Because like when
Okay.
I applied on Indeed.
I know,
and
but-
then when you called me and like I had the email, I'm like,
But does it go to Blooming Boutique site?
Yes.
I was saying so. Would have got with
careers, but it's
okay, but I'm saying so. Is it clear? But if they are they going to think like if you would like Hunter, if you saw Blooming Boutique, would you might not if you just if that was your website, would you wouldn't go to it, right? That's my concern. I'm worried that we're going to lose men. Or
okay.
guys. I'm just throwing it out there. Is like, what are we giving them? Like, that's what I'm saying.
Because I mean, when you put like Bloom Boutique, any guy trying to hire you, like,
Right.
well, why do I want to go work for a boutique?
I'm just
doesn't
I'm
make
just
much-
trying not to.
yeah.
I'm just trying to see, making sure. I'm looking from
so
both perspectives.
it's
How can
just,
we? It's just a domain, but
more-
still.
No, it's not even about that. It's about having to pay for the app
Right, I
on that
Yeah.
many platforms.
I know.
But even bigger than that, it's checking on all those
these fun-
various.
No, I know that.
things.
Well, no, I'm saying, is it better just to have our own Blooming Ventures? That
But
doesn't
is
say. boutique?
that
I don't know. I'm just saying where it has
blooming
all
the
the.
problem word,
I don't know.
or
I
is
mean-
boutique the
Boutique.
problem?
I think
think
boutique.
it's the
Boutique. That's what I think so too.
Because
Even
when-
if they
yeah.
go to the link, like if
Blooming
we have
says
like all of our
flower.
stores,
You know what I mean? Like
Blooming's
logos
fine.
on
Yeah, you
there,
got
yeah.
Blooming Lewis.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
You got the Lewis and Bloom. But when you
Yeah.
like, when I think the word boutique, I
Because
think
if
the
they
really
Right.
kind of
click
like
on
I think a
they'll
chick
high
see
thing.
quality,
It's
chick,
exactly.
high quality
High
clothing,
quality.
the bougie clothing,
Like
all
this.
that fun stuff.
Like I
Purses,
feel like
all
if
that.
they
Exactly,
saw
that's what
this
my
when they
concern
clicked
is.
on
So-
it, that would kind of like less deter them. Like they can.
But
see
if you
all
just
that
are typing in a domain, that was my question.
So, but we could also have a redirect to.
Well, that was my
Yeah.
whole point. That's what I'm saying. Can we do a splash page, redirect it goes right
Except
to
you don't
this?
even have to do a splash page. You could just have the domain redirect to that.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's what that's
So
what
you have, like,
I'm trying to look
like,
at the
we're hiring
whole
application just takes you right back to the Blooming application.
Most people wouldn't even recognize the fact that the
It got
that
moved.
the thing.
Right,
Yeah.
but that's what I'm just
Yeah.
trying to make sure that we're not losing, especially if I start getting right. If we want to
Yeah.
get more,
Because I had a lady come asking last week if we were hiring. And I was like, yeah, of course. You know, I was telling her, you know, but then she asked me a question. I didn't know how to, I kind of made a fool out of myself. Because she's like, well, how much do they start off at? And I'm like,
no, it's not. You know what? You
I
know
said
what?
it
You don't
really
even know. It's all we have to get. That's why I know we have to get everybody packaged in what we're going to say. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we
'cause
have
I
what
didn't
the
know how
answer
to answer
is.
her. I'm like,
No, and I'm
God,
almost
it
ready.
really
Easiest thing is
depends.
to say like,
I'm almost ready, but my worry is all these other people.
Yeah, because
I don't want them opening their mouths too. You know what I'm saying? So and I think we have to cover this next week on the call. That's why I want to get this all done. I want to talk about this all next week.
Yeah.
But I feel like we also maybe they. Well, here's a flyer with information. I can't tell you any more than this right now. I feel
told
like
her,
for, do you want Joyce? Do you want Freda? No, they don't know what to
Yeah.
say. And I don't want to lose good people. That's my concern. And I'm going to tell you, we have people that will not do that because they don't want to lose their jobs.
Yeah.
That's
And I
what
like
you
started
know
a
what I
little bit
mean?
because I'm like,
Yeah.
I said, it really
That's
depends.
my
and it varies.
worry.
And this is,
There's-
how much do you make? I'm like, well, I'm not very comfortable talking
Yeah,
about that.
see, but that's what
I
I'm
say
saying.
enough. I say I make
No,
enough.
no, no. But you know what? But it's all you can say. You know what? That I don't have a control over that. It depends if you're part time, full time,
And
or
that's
if you're
what I told her.
management or whatever, and whatever.
You know-
And you got to
Exactly.
just
You know
say.
what I say? Whenever someone's asking me, like, oh, well, what does it start off to? I said, well, that's not between me. I said that comes completely from the hiring
I said it
department.
probably,
Right.
And it's all
Just put on the
competitive.
hiring.
It's
But we
competitive
gotta
and
tell them-
based on how your or what your
is
experiences are.
and that's what I told
that's-
her. I
that's
said,
all I
it's
say.
We got to make a big note to make sure
I
we
said
cover that with
based on
everybody
experience.
because
It's
people
based
are
on
asking.
the competitive and it's
So we need to
based.
make sure I don't want
And
people to
I don't. I make enough.
And it's
Because
scary because we don't know what we don't know.
Because
There's
Because when she asked like what we start at, I said,
Right.
well, it really depends on
But
your
the-
experience. And so I said,
Right.
but that's between the hiring department. She's like, well, how much do you make? I said, well, when I started, I was a regular associate. I said, now I'm in the process of moving
Right,
up. I said, so it varies on your person.
But it's none of their business.
I know.
But
Well,
people
best thing
But
you
she
can
just
say
kept
for-
pushing. I'm like, I'm not comfortable.
best
She's
thing
like,
you
well, it's
can
not even for me,
say-
it's for a friend. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's
But
weird.
it's none of their. I would never tell anybody that kind of post.
So
But
the
I'm
best thing
saying,
you can say
but,
is, I make
I don't know
enough
what'll
to
come out of
keep
some
me
of these
here in this
people's mouths.
economy.
Yeah.
Because if you tell them that it's enough to keep you here in this economy, they'll understand you're making it decent enough, and you don't
Yeah.
even have to say it.
Right.
Like, it
Because
just
if
depends
you-
on your
It's none of their business.
experience.
Well, that's none of their
But
business.
my
Like, I
concern
make
is,
enough.
I'm not
That's
concerned
it.
with you guys, but with people who don't know what the heck to say.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I want to get us all so everybody knows how to answer this properly. But I also don't want them turning off people that we might want.
Yeah.
And they don't know what we're hiring for. They don't know what our new structure is. They don't know. Maybe we're looking for people who are just going to do opening closing checklists this summer,
And
like kids.
everybody makes
If we
different
hire
pay
kids, that's
raises,
where
it's
I'm at on
hard.
it. Don't you think?
It's like that causes a big.
I don't want to teach them the drawer and stuff. If we hire kids this summer, unless they're going to do nights or something. But if we have kids that could just go around and do all the vacuuming and cleaning for all you guys, would that be heaven?
maybe.
No, that's where I'm at.
I could do displays and boxes finally.
That's where we're going to nail down a bunch of stuff this week because I feel like that's the only way. I don't want to invest in a kid that's here for 2 months. All the procedures, all the sales training. No, we just need them to clean.
Yeah.
We need them to restock.
We need a
them
dollar.
to success.
Need them to dust. Need them to dust.
So, but
everybody has their strengths.
everybody does. She's a very good organizer.
Oh,
for me.
yeah.
And
She
she's
helped
pretty
me.
good at merchandising too. When you give her a task,
Yeah.
right?
Just not the run. She doesn't know what her size run is, but that's all right.
Yeah.
We'll get it there.
That's
no,
why I
no,
always
no.
like opening closing checklist for her. But then she'll go like move stuff, and that's why I always leave on her. Please do
Oh
not
no.
move
She
anything
does.
in the
Gennady
store.
freaks out every day when he goes back in.
Oh, I know. He
goes,
comes over and
"Nothing."
talks to me. He's like, "What do I do, Danielle?" I'm like,
I
"I,
know.
don't know, Gennady."
I know, but what she sees is different than what we see, and I don't know how to. I don't know how you stop that.
She's very nice. I love Donna.
Oh, I do
but-
too.
my
I
God,
love what I said. I said I love her energy. We have fun. She has me laughing all day. I know. I like working with her. That's not the issue. Okay, so but this is where we're going to hone in probably the next few weeks because I feel like this is our biggest thing right now. We've got March and April to get people in, get them trained.
Yep.
March, April, May, and we've got to really start finding people because you're going to need 3 people a day in here easily
Yeah.
between days and night shifts and everything like
Especially if
that.
we're still gonna get shipments. and
Because
stuff
you guys in Lewis, and just Lewis, can do a lot of business at night here,
in. Oh yeah.
and so does the gift shop.
And like our busy nights, I'm stuck behind a counter, so it's hard for me. I can't go help.
No.
people.
We've got to
Yeah.
get layers in here, but we've got to get people that are going to pull the weight and that are going to be the right fit. We can't. I don't want to keep pushing people just in because they're breathing.
Yeah.
It's so much waste of our time.
That's why like that one girl, she keeps asking me, "Oh, you guys hiring yet?" I'm like, "No, because she's not reliable." You know what I mean? She's a great person, but she always call out. She always brings home to work, and I was like, "No, we're not. Sorry."
So, anyway, anything else we can think of?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, so